It is Friday. It is Stash Wars Live. I am Mike the Sig Slayer, flying solo because I got a doozy of a show today, man. We got this haul. I've been wanting to show this for years. We're going to unveil the ultimate, and I mean the ultimate, Geoff John's signature haul tonight, man. And it's going to be great. As everybody trickle in, make sure you smash the like button. Please smash the like button and subscribe to the Sig Slayer station, man. We are going to be having a ball tonight. Before we get started, as we always do, we start with the Stash Fam Pics of the week. So I decided to do something different because this weekend actually is Heroes Con, right? And we unpacked Heroes Con last week with SCG, Jason the Southern Comic Geek, and he is there right now. And so the Heroes Con is the biggest thing cracking this weekend, but then we have other cons coming up. And so in the interim, while we await the great festivities at Heroes Con, we're going to unpack some stuff. Use your hashtag. Oh man, you're going to love the prize tonight. We're going to do that. And let me set that up right now while I'm here. Let me get that up real quick. Get this going so we can get cracking. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. And you guys are going to see on the screen what the prize is. And I love it. Let me get on this one here and add this to the screen so everyone can see it. You guys can see that. It is hashtag Stash Wars Live. And that's it right there. Let's get it cracking, guys. You guys, the number is 35 tonight. It is an epic prize. I'm going to reveal it in the second segment, okay? But right now, we will not disappoint. I will not disappoint. Put in your hashtags, Stash Wars Live. We got 4 people in the stream. We need 4 entries. Please use your hashtag. I'm going to listen to the Fabian interview at work tomorrow. Hey, man, the Fabian is going to be dope. I got a clip I'm going to show right now, and it's going to make you want to watch the whole thing. Trust me. Use your hashtags, guys. Like Space Case Collectible says, what's up? We are cracking. It is Stash Wars Live. The homies are in the chat. So we're about to do this. So we're going to get it. As I was saying before, normally I do Stash Fam Pics of the week. Cats throw stuff at me, and I post it up. But I'm waiting on cats to send me some new pics. I do got something from Heroes already. But I decided to take this time to show you guys stuff that I haven't shown on YouTube yet. And as a way to kind of let you guys know some of the signature pricing and a little bit of signature science, that philosophy that I talk about as we mentioned throughout the weeks, like when you guys ask us questions and stuff like that. I'll be able to demonstrate some of that stuff through some of this footage. So without further ado, please smash the like button. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. We got 2 entries. It's going to be a great prize, dude. It's going to be jaw-dropping. And as I said, tonight's theme, the most epic haul. The most epic haul, okay? And I guarantee nobody, I repeat, nobody on earth got this haul right here that we're about to drop. So it's going to be cracking. But we're doing Stash Fans Picks of the Week right now. And hashtag Stash, well, hey, what's up? You got the Ahsoka K Green Bear. What up, baby? Let's go. And we got another bomb-ass prize. There's only one prize tonight, and it's going to be worth it. I'm going to have you guys squabble over it. I guarantee you're going to want this prize. So stay tuned for segment 2. You will see it on the screen. I don't even got to say nothing. It's going to be on the screen, okay? But we're going to start off with Heroes Con, guys. And shout out to the Southern Comic Geek. He was at Keith Champagne's table, and I mentioned before last week that I wanted. I know Keith Champagne, but see his table to see what he had, and I wanted to see if he had any Doug Mahnke art. And lo and behold, he does. He has a Detective Comics page and Green Lantern 6, and this is the New 52. So this was around the era where the Indigo started to emerge, and you start to get their backstory. And so that's a pretty cool page. It's actually a page featuring Black Hand as an Indigo in the far. So that one's cool. And then the Detective Comic page, that's from the Mr. Freeze arc. Batman is shot with a freeze gun. That's what it looks like. His hand is solid ice. And so this is from today in Charlotte, North Carolina at Heroes Con. Shout out to the Southern Comic Geek. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. This dude's out there making moves happen. But he did me a solid and showed me what Keith Champagne has at the show. So, like, moving on. Now you got Geoff Loeb here. Now, I believe I showed this comic that he's signing right now. But then this is the pimpest thing about this whole footage. This is the entire Long Halloween set signed by Geoff Loeb now and Tim Sale. And Geoff Loeb is tier 2. So he's $20 at Essential Sequential. And then you see the infamous Burbank Batman here. Geoff Loeb is $20. Unfortunately, I believe he went from free to 20, like bam. But there was a while where he wasn't really doing shows for a while when he was doing like TV and stuff like that. He was more on the Hollywood side of things. And recently, with the continuation of the Long Halloween saga and the continuation of Hush, Geoff Loeb has reemerged in the comics, and he's down with Essential Sequential, and that's where this table is at. So if you see Geoff Loeb at a show, just automatically know $20 gotta go. You like that rhyme right there? Ha-ha. So yes, this is Geoff Loeb. And then the great Steve Englehart. Let us know if you know what's up with Steve Englehart, man. Put it in the chats if you know the greatness of Steve Englehart. These are some of my favorite Bronze Age Detective Comics covers. This was at, I believe, WonderCon here. And Steve Englehart signed it. Got the Joker Fish. Like pretty much all of his Detective Comics issues were signed in this sitting right here. But if you guys don't know, especially with the Superman movie about to drop on the 11th, I believe, this is the real creator of Guy Gardner right here. And so the Guy Gardner as we know it, Steve Englehart, Joe Staten, you know, big ups and shout out. And look at those beautiful signatures, guys. Heat. Let us know in the chats if you know what's up with these Detective Comics, man. These are classics. And Steve Englehart's a legend. And what's funny about Steve Englehart is his heyday is the 70s, and then pretty much in the 80s, he switched careers. So this is pretty much his only stuff, really, his main stuff. I love Silent Comics. There's something about it. Yes, exactly. So I'm about to show you the ultimate. I repeat, the ultimate Geoff Johns lot. This is the ultimate, the most epic. You will not see this anywhere on Earth, but tonight on Sig Slayers, it's damn near impossible, really, to do what I have already done. Okay, guarantee. No one has this. No one has this. Okay, moving along, as it says here in this epic thing. I went from Steve Englehart to Bill Sienkiewicz. Now, here's the thing about Bill Sienkiewicz, and this is Bill Sienkiewicz hooking up a bomb-ass remark. These are remarks, but Bill Sienkiewicz is such a master at what he does. Everything is a work of art, man. You know, this dude can make like a Mona Lisa out of a loogie, man. This dude is just that talented, for real. Like, this guy hooked up this Batman remark. And I want to say that Bill Sienkiewicz is tier 2, but someone told me that Bill Sienkiewicz, I could be wrong, but someone is telling me now that Bill Sienkiewicz is tier 3, starting at 50 bones. I find that hard to believe. This is where Jim Lee's at. I mean, I remember not too long ago, Bill Sienkiewicz was one free than $10. That wasn't that long ago. He was one free than 10 bones. And now he could potentially be 50 bucks. Let me know if you've seen Bill Sienkiewicz recently. And what I mean recently, in the last, let's say, 6 months. Okay. I mean, he just moved up to 20 bucks a couple years ago. So if he made the jump from 20 to 50, that would be pretty insane. But I'm going to say right now, until someone proves me wrong, that Bill Sienkiewicz is tier 2. He's somewhere in here. And someone said that Scott Hanna's not 20 bucks. So I believe the Signature King, because he was the one that came in on the chat and said that. But at this particular show, and maybe it was a particular comic he upcharged for, and it was 20 bucks. But I hope Bill Sienkiewicz is still 20 bucks and not 50, even though I don't like $20, paying $20 a signature, but still, you know. And then, so these are just guys. I want to let us know. Have you seen Bill Sienkiewicz? I'm showing you guys clips from people that don't come to all the shows all around. Jeff Loeb, he's making his rounds. He does a lot with all the fan expos. So if you go to fan expos, there's a chance Jeff Loeb might be there one of the years, because he goes to pretty much all of them. But Steve Englehart, you might catch him at like a Heroes Con or Baltimore Comic Con. I know he's not at Heroes this year, but he can definitely be, you know, at Baltimore. You know, I don't think they're done with announcing their guests, so we'll see. But this guy's not someone that shows up a lot, and he's a legend, not just with DC. He started with Marvel. But Bill Sienkiewicz, like, he was just at Lake Como, Italy, okay? He might do like OAX, or he might do San Diego, like he does San Diego, New York. But I don't think I've seen Bill at C2E2 at least on the schedule in a while, or I haven't seen him ever, I don't think. And then probably one of my favorite Batman artists other than Doug Mahnke, Andy flipping Kubert, man. Tell me in the comments, when the last time you saw this dude? When the last time you saw Andy Kubert? Okay, now Andy Kubert, I know for a fact, Andy Kubert is in tier 1. He's a tier 1, except when he's signing. It's coming up. That book right there, that's $60. Those books are 60 bucks. And then Batman 655, the first appearance of Damian Wayne, that's 60 bucks. Everything else, Batman 666, 60 bucks. But everything else is tier 1, you know, along with Scott Snyder, Donny Cates, James Tynion. But James Tynion at least gives you 3 free before he starts charging. But Andy Kubert is one of the best in the game. Let us know in the chat. Have you seen any of these guys? You saw, who'd you see 5 years ago, Tino? You saw Andy Kubert or Bill Sienkiewicz? Andy Kubert don't come around a lot, and he doesn't really like conventions like that. I mean, he told me himself. Look at that sick ass Flashpoint. Look at that Flashpoint original art right there he's signing. And right next to Frank Cho, it's Andy Kubert. And then I thought this is funny right here, guys. Brian Azzarello. This dude is actually showing me Batman's penis, dude. Look at this. He's showing me Batman's schlong. He had to prove it to me. He had to prove it to me. Because I was like, dude, why are these people making this hoopla over Batman Damned? And it's like a shadow of a shadow, you know. And that book that he signed, that's the Batman Damned from, and here you go, Liber Mejo. That's the Batman Damned, the promotional copy. It's called the Uncorrected Proof. So that actually predates. Oh, at a comic shop. See, 5 years ago. What's that? What's that make it? Yeah, 2019. Yeah. Or no, 2020. So it had to been like, yeah, 2019 maybe. That's 2020. No one was going around. And I know his ass wasn't signing in the pandemic. Or maybe it was before March. Andy Kubert's one of my favorite artists, like, period. Andy's one of the coolest. Liber Mayo, too. But like I said, this dude's literally, proven to me right here. This is the guy. Who's the guy? Is it Liber Mejo? Put in the chat. Whose idea was it to show Batman's penis? Was it Brian Azzarello's idea, or do you think it was Liber Mejo's idea? And if I interview them, I'm going to interview one of these guys at some point. I would probably put my money on, I would interview Liber Mejo first. So I think we're closer to Liber Mejo. But let us know in the chat. Who do you think's idea was to put Batman's penis in a comic? Was it Liber Mejo? Was it A, B, Brian Azzarello, or dare I say it, C, editorial? The editorial say, hey, do something snazzy. Do something snazzy. And I guess that's, so that's what we, doing with art. And then this is Batman Broken City, the other comics that Liber Mejo was signing right there, which I think he was the last one to sign those sets because I already got Riso on them and Dave Johnson. And then bam, Jorge Jimenez, dude. Let us know in the chat when you saw Jorge. When have you saw Jorge Jimenez? We're going through the picks of the week. We're going through the Stash Fam Picks of the week. When is the last time you guys saw Jorge Jimenez? Did you guys see Jorge Jimenez recently? I'm going with Liber Mejo. so you think Liber Mejo came? Hey man, I bet you we did. You know what? I'm about to sneak this in, dude. I'm about to sneak Batman's Johnson into the conversation and make this key off some craziness. So we got Jorge Jimenez here. And like, yes, remember those designer variants? Now this is back. Think back to the year 2020. The world was locked down, but then Jorge Jimenez actually ascended during 2020, especially with the Batman with these covers, those design covers. Do you guys remember those? Did you guys get any of those design covers? Well, he signed the whole set. He signed the whole set of the designer covers. Then you got Chip Zdarsky there. But yeah, he signed the whole set, that original set with the punchline. There it is. Yeah, the whole set, man. Fantastic. He gave me props. He was like, dude, you got them all? I was like, man, yeah. Wouldn't be called the Sig Slayer if I didn't. You know what I mean? So Jorge Jimenez, let us know if you've seen this guy at a show anytime recently. And I saw Jorge. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to say. If you saw him, Tino, in New York, I heard his line was bonkers. I heard his line was crazy in New York. And I had a homie that was there, and he flew all the way from LA to New York to see Jorge Jimenez. And he said that they cut off the line. like after like 12 people, because like the first few people were getting remarks. So they put remark people in the same line as the signature people. So watch out for that, man. So looks are deceiving. Looks are deceiving, by the way. And I want to look at y'all real quick. Looks are deceiving. Sometimes you see that short ass line at the show, and oh man, that's nothing. And then you get in that bitch, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 people getting remarks. So now you're waiting forever, right? I'm gonna suggest this to anybody. If you're getting remarks, if you're getting, a sketch or whatever, and the line's short, and the person behind you, ask the person behind you, hey man, are you getting signatures? Are you just getting signatures, or are you getting R2? If it's getting R2, he gotta wait. But if it's a couple Sigs, man, don't let that fool wait an hour. Like, so for a couple signatures or whatever, even if it was 6 signatures, man, come on, man. Don't be leaving homie stranded, man. He got shit to do. If you're getting any kind of remark or a sketch and you're in a short line, let those people get their 6 real quick, man. Knock that out. And I guarantee you the artists will hook you up even more for being courteous, man. So I just wanted to say that, because sometimes that happens, and that happened in New York. Okay. That happened in New York where the line got cut off after like, I think 10 people in his Jorge line, because most of the hour or 2 hours were used up on remarks. And I don't think that's a good strategy. You should not put people getting commissions and remarks in the same line as people just buying signatures. Somebody validate. Am I wrong in saying that? What do you guys think about that? Do you think people that are getting remarks and sketches should have the same line as people getting signatures? That sucks for the people getting signatures. How long does it take to get a signature? Seconds? You have to choose a plan when you go to New York City Comic-Con and choose where you go, or you asked out. Absolutely. And as a great wise man said, shit rolls downhill. So if your plan A chokes you up, that might ruin your whole fucking day. As you said, you're asked out, because everything is so interlinked and interdependent when you're going on these shows. And so I think, there's things that happen, obviously, where that might cause someone to be late or whatever. But hey, if you're an artist, whatever, try to be in your line on time, because people at the show, they have other people that they want to see. They don't intend on, fans don't intend on being in line waiting for hours for you to show up. Not for the line to go through. I'm talking about we waiting on you, the artist or the writer, because you're late. Nah, man. Like, respect these people's time. And I think the more shows we go to, we're starting to see fans push back on that. And rightfully so, man, because, hey, this is a hard-earned money. And, hey, respect our time. Show up. Obviously, there's going to be things that come up from time to time. But if you could be on time, man, because it could really ruin somebody's whole show, especially if you're getting signatures, because everyone's on a schedule. And the way that conventions are now more than ever is they're mostly repped, and they're at their table for a couple hours at a time, and that's it. It's not the old school way where the artists are just chilling at Artist Alley all day and you can just pull up on them. It's not like Heroes is this weekend or Baltimore is, right? It's usually like, Essential Sequential, Comic Sketch Art, and Scott's Collectibles, and they have one table, or they might have booths, but they'll be at their booths for a couple hours and then peace out. And so if that's the case and you're only going to be at your table, artist, if you're going to be at your table for a couple hours, least you could do is be there on time and respect the fans' time and money. All right, now I'm off my soapbox, but I have to say that. So yes, this dude personally ushered me to see Batman's penis, dude. I can't believe it. I got up close. This dude created Batman's penis, and he wanted to show me. It's crazy. And then we got Jim Lee. Now I know I didn't show this. I don't think so on YouTube, but this is Jim Lee hooking up a sick, quick sketch of Cyclops, and his Cyclops at that. Now somebody hit me up from Spain yesterday because Jim Lee's going to be at a show in Europe, and it's going to be the San Diego Comic-Con's organization's event. I'll show the flyer next week, but it's going to be in Europe, and the homie's going to be there, and he was asking me, hey, is Jim Lee going to be free, right? Is Jim Lee going to be free? And I said it could happen a couple ways. Jim Lee's $50 to $60. He's definitely tier 3. So he's definitely somewhere in here. But I noticed when he does things for the San Diego Comic-Con organization, he usually does free signings. Now, at San Diego Comic-Con, it might be a raffle, but I refuse to believe that he's going to make these guys jump through hula hoops in Europe when it's probably the only time he's ever going to be at that show. Like, don't make these people go through hula hoops, and don't make these people pay, $50 to $60 equivalent in their currency for your freaking signature. Don't do that. At least give them one free, Jim Lee. So, Jim Lee, you go to Europe, hook those cats up, man. It's not like they're going to see you every year or 3 times a year like we see you in the States. Hook those cats up, man. Hook those cats in Europe up, dude. Don't go over there and overcharge those cats in Europe. If I find out Jim Lee was charging them cats in Europe a bunch of money, I'm gonna get hot. Because it's like, dude, it's not just whoever show up. And they would pay. If he does one free, great. Great. Everybody's happy. Those cats in Europe would be ecstatic. You know what I mean? Don't go somewhere that you never go to and upcharge, man. Come on, that would be crummy. So I got the black glove. The black glove got fingers all over the world. Okay, so I will find out if he was charging out there. I got my ear close to the ground. I want Jim Lee to give those cats at least one free. You know what I mean? And so, anyway, I'm moving along. I had to show you that I'm going back to Jim Lee. This was actually, I want to say in Glendale, California. Yeah, this was in Glendale. And I think Jim Lee's a master at what he does. And I believe, he deserves everything that he gets, all the praise that he gets. I just think that, hey, reward those fans, like, especially the ones like LA, they get a lot of rewards. So, like, at these comic book shops, Jim Lee hooks it up, So I'm not talking about, in LA. I'm talking about, like, if you go abroad to another country, like, be a goodwill ambassador there. Like, hook it up like you hook it up in LA, Like, if they buy a Hush or something, hook them up. You know what I mean? Like, because that would just because we need comics to win, and on every level, not just on the domestic level, on all levels. And so, man, Jim Lee putting a smile on cats' faces, that's going to make them want to buy more shit. And that's what we need to keep this industry going. We need people to buy whatever is the type of comics that's out today. That's what we want them to buy, But so Jim Lee, as I mentioned before, Jim Lee is tier 3, and at most places. If he's in Denver Fan Expo, or if he's in Baltimore, or anywhere but San Diego and WonderCon, let me know in the chat if you saw Jim Lee at New York Comic-Con and he was free, and what year was it? I want to know, does Jim Lee sign for free in New York? I don't know. I'll be in New York this year. So that's another thing. If you guys see us in New York, definitely shout us out. We'll have Sig Slayer shirts on, so we won't be hard to miss. But Jim Lee, $60. I do not want him to be 60 bones abroad. Don't do that. Don't upcharge those folks. Don't upcharge them. Okay, and who else we got here? I think I have one more. Or was that the last one? Yes, that was the last one. That was the last one. And this is Heroes today. Shout out to the Southern Comic Geek showing us Doug Mahnke, who's obviously a part of this channel. But I'm trying to get some indigo art, Larfleeze, shit like that at some point. And so this was cool. Jason showing us this. And so, yeah, so that's our Stash Fam Pics of the week. I wanted to be able to show you guys just some of our adventures. And a lot of these videos come from all over the country. So a lot of it's in LA, but a lot of it's on the East Coast and the Midwest. And just want to show you guys a little bit of what we do. And hey, why we're called Sig Slayers, man. So we're Sig Slayers because, hey, man, we are. I'm not saying we're the best, but we're in that echelon, and you're gonna find that out right now with our second topic. Bam! We are talking about Green Lantern today, in brightest day and blackest night. We're talking about Green Lantern tonight. Okay, and as you see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's prize is Green Lantern #9 variant. This could be yours. But the first thing you got to do is make sure you put your hashtag Stash Wars Lives in. Put them in. The magic number is 30 tonight. The magic number is 30 tonight. And you could win this Green Lantern #9 signed by the great Geoff Johns. And that is the meat and potatoes of the show tonight. I'm about to show you guys something I don't think exists. And that is the entire Green Lantern run signed by Geoff Johns and company. And just so you guys know, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. Somebody put in the chat, what ongoing run is better than Green Lantern by Geoff Johns, especially modern. You know, I know somebody's going to say some nostalgic old school shit, but I'm saying modern. So let's say since the year 2000, because we're 25 years in. And so modern is the bit longest age of them all, it seems. But since the year 2000s, let's keep it recent. What is the best ongoing series run in superhero comics? Okay. I will argue that there's nothing better than Geoff Johns' Green Lantern. And then, okay, people will say, oh, well, what about Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man? I'm going to say, hell no. No way Ultimate Spider-Man is fading Green Lantern, period. The only thing that I would say on the Marvel side, like, honestly, that was just as good, but on a different level, and let me know if you read this, but Punisher Max by Garth Ennis was fantastic. So if someone came here and said, yo, Punisher Max, that shit is hard. Okay. But what superhero run was better than this? I say nothing. And so with that said, I went on a mission. I've been on this mission ever since. I think this title, Green Lantern Volume 4, or I should say starting with Green Lantern Rebirth, started in 2004. So we're at 21 years ago since this run started. And I had a feeling that this was a special run, but if you haven't read Green Lantern by us, and that they're behind me right now, there's a bunch of, if you haven't read this and you like superhero comics, this is A1 right here. The storytelling, the character development, adventure, Like the whole thing, I think is great. And so I decided that I had to get this entire run signed. And so that's what you're going to see here tonight. And we're going to start it off with Green Lantern Rebirth #1 here. And this is signed. This is triple signed. It's signed by everybody. Geoff Johns, Ethan Van Sciver, and Moose Bauman. Met all three of them. And we're going to do this kind of on a rapid fire because there's going to be so many books to show. And I guarantee you. And then this was another one, right? I showed you that signed by Ethan and Geoff. But then here's, I think, the second print, third print. But see, this is hand colored. So this is a one-of-a-kind Green Lantern Rebirth #1. Hand colored by Jeff Balk, signed by Geoff Johns. Now we're just breezing through. And these are double signed. Rebirth. Look at this, dude. These covers are sick, man. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the run. And part of me, since it's Stash Wars Live, this is just documenting. This is me documenting, letting all the GL fans know what's up. That this is what's out here. This is what's out here. We're still in Rebirth right now. And this is the last issue of Rebirth. Now we're in Recharge. Right? And look at that. Dave Gibbons. Yep. Dave Gibbons is on this. Look at that. Prentice Rollins, Moose Ballman, Pat Gleason. This is how I got exposed to Patrick Gleason. So all the people like him on the Marvel stuff now. But this is the Pat Gleason I know right here. This is the Pat Gleason that I know. And then we got Geoff and Pat on both of these. I used to have this poster once upon a time. This is so dope. This is the Pat Gleason I was exposed to right here. Geoff Johns. And like I said, if you're a Geoff Johns GL fan, this is the ultimate Stash War tonight. And I'm here for it, guys. I'm here for it. And hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. More entries, y'all. This is the first time Batman, the prize is the first time Batman has ever had a Green Lantern ring, guys. This is like an epic, legendary cover right here. And then boom, the secret files and origins. And this is what? Double sign. Got Howard Chaykin and Geoff Johns on this. So it's Geoff Johns guaranteed on every one, plus other people. And look at this. Green Lantern #1. Now this started it all for me. And then I went back and got Rebirth. Fantastic. This is great. And this is signed by Geoff Johns, Carlos Pacheco, Jesus Marino, Ethan Van Sciver, Moose Bauman, and Peter Steigerwald. It's everybody. Everybody. And that's #1. It's about to start getting real now. Here's the Alex Ross cover, signed by Alex Ross, Geoff Johns, Ethan Van Sciver, Jesus Marino, on a dope Crafty Comics silver. Fantastic, guys. This is when I say Sig Slayers. This is what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this right here. This is Sig Slayers right here. The most epic haul ever, guys. The most epic haul. Geoff Johns, that's what you're walking into tonight. The most epic haul. And we're keeping it pushing. We got Geoff on #2. Geoff on #3. Got Geoff and Ethan on #4. Geoff and Ethan on number 5. Let's see how far we go. Look at that. We got Geoff and Simone Bianchi. Look at that. That's number 6. I used to love this cover too. Infinite Crisis crossover. Geoff on 7. Geoff and Simone on number 8. Uh-oh. Woo! This is fire. This is Geoff, Ethan, and Simone. How many people got this one? Triple sign like this, right? And then I got Geoff and Ethan on this. And look. This one could be yours. This is the one I'm giving away tonight. This one's mine. Double signed. And this one could be yours. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're giving this one away tonight. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. But this is mine on number 9. And I love this one too. I love both of these. This is like probably one of my favorite Green Lantern issues ever, where Batman gets the Green Lantern ring. Just sick. And then this, here we go. Now this is a key issue. This is the first appearance of the Sinestro Corps. And Arkillo, the kind of Kilowog-ish looking guy. And this you got Geoff, Yvonne Reese, Simone. And we're only on number 10. We got Geoff, Simone, Yvonne on number 11. Geoff, Simone, Yvonne on number 12. This is major, guys. Southern Comic Geek in the house. What up, man? Hold on. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. I showed this earlier, SCG. Was that the only GL stuff Keith Champagne had? Was that the only this page here? And I think that was the Mr. Freeze page from that arc, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the chat. Was that the only Green Lantern with Doug? Yes. Dang it. But that was a long time ago, so I'm surprised he even had that. Oh, that hurts. Okay, boom. We are knee deep in Geoff Johns' Green Lantern. This is Geoff, Yvonne, and Simone on 13. I'm telling you, you guys are not going to see this. 14, this is Geoff and Yvonne. 15, that's Geoff and Yvonne. When do you guys see Yvonne Reese? Let me know when the last time y'all saw Yvonne Reese. Yeah, full of splash with Mr. Freeze. Just woke up. Oh, what? Oh, really? I didn't know he was on that. I didn't know Keith Champagne was working with Doug. I thought that was all Jaime Mendoza. That's crazy. Okay, and I'll take that back. I do got a Kristen Alamy page. So he did work with other inkers. Boom. So this is what we're number 15. Jeez. 16. Geoff and Yvonne. 17. Geoff and Yvonne. 18. Geoff and Yvonne. 19. Geoff and Yvonne. Jeez, man. You're not going to see this. 20. Geoff and Yvonne. And then, after 20, guys, you know what happens? You know what happens? I'm going to show you guys what happens. After 20, something called a Sinestro Corps happens. Now, please let me know you guys know what's up with this. Please let me know. And they were cheap. Ooh, man. Man. I'm gonna holler at you later. Sinestro Corps, look at that. And this was signed a week after this came out. So in 07, I gotta let you guys know when Sinestro Corps dropped, this was like the hottest shit. Like everybody was talking about this. Everybody was talking about this. This was a summer blockbuster. Like 07 was sizzling because of this issue right here. Like for real. Like no joke. No joke. And then now is the time to talk about Sig Science here, because remember I was talking about the pesky silvers? The silvers. Now this is Geoff and Yvonne, but show me if you guys could barely see that Yvonne right there. That fucking faint ass silver is so faint. So it was actually around this time as when I realized, fuck it, I'm just gonna go black on mostly everything and it'll show. So hopefully I'll see Yvonne again and have them re-sign this. And that's the case for all of these Sinestro Corps Wars. I'm on a mission to get them re-signed. I got Geoff on that. That's number 21. And then this right here, this is that sick ass Kubert. This is Geoff, Yvonne. It's kind of faint there, but I'm not too mad though. Kubert. So this is part 2 of Sinestro Corps War. And then here we go. This one's not too bad, so I'm not redoing this one. 22. 23. I'm not too mad at this one. It's not too bad. See the Yvonne? It's not too bad. I'm cool with it. 23. 24. Is Yvonne on this one? Oh, snap. That was, 22 or 22. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Here we go. I restarted this one. So I did have Yvonne on this one, but I'm restarting with the black, and I think it's going to look better. So, sometimes you got to start over. And don't be afraid to start over, guys. Like, well, you got to keep hope alive. Sometimes they won't come back to your show or whatever, and that's always a reality, but you got to keep hope alive. If sometimes shit don't work out, don't be afraid to start over. If you only one sig deep, I'm only one sig deep. I was only one sig deep on that. And so that's why I decided to go again. So this one here is going to be the new one. Hopefully I get this done this year. Maybe not. But I already have a double sign though. But that silver just doesn't pop. That silver, like a silver can be the greatest thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. And here's another example of silver going bad. Where's the Yvonne? You see Geoff, but where's the Yvonne sig? I can't even fucking find it. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's on the forehead of the Statue of Liberty. You can barely see it. Now you can see it with the glare. That's awful. That's flipping awful. And Geoff sig, I don't like Geoff sig there. And so, boom, here's another one. I'm going to start over, and I'm going to do it with the black. And I think that's going to look better. And I think all of us agree the black looks better on this cover anyway, just naturally. So I'm going to do that. And then these came out perfect. Now, this is probably the most key issue in all of Geoff Johns' run. And he even told me that this is the best comic he's ever written, or his favorite. This is his favorite. So Green Lantern 25 is his favorite, and this is signed by Ethan, Yvonne, and Geoff Johns right there. But wait, there's more. I also have the Gary Frank variant of it, and this one's a wallop. I don't think anyone has this signed this much. You got Ethan, Yvonne, Geoff, Gary Frank, Rob Lee, and Moose Bauman. This one's a banger. This one's a banger. Let me know if you've even seen this. I've seen on the CAF website somebody actually owns this cover. That makes me really jealous. But I'm happy to own this book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times signed. And this is the first appearance of the emotional spectrum, the first cameo appearance of Atrocitus, Larfleeze, the Indigos. So yeah, this sets up Blackest Night. This is a very important issue as it pertains to the Green Lantern mythos. And then moving along, we're not done with this. The party is not over. Not even close, guys. I told you guys epic, and I mean it. Okay? So now I'm going to talk about Mike McCone for a second. Now, these ones here, we're on 26. This is signed by Geoff Johns and Mike McCone. You know? And then we got, this is the one I got to get done. Look what, dude, this is the third time I'm going to get Mike McCone. Let me see if I get it better. Can you see that smudge, guys? It's like smeared. He put it in the bag too soon. He was trying to be helpful, but this is the third. This will be the third Green Lantern 27 I have to redo because of Mike McCone. So I have 3 of these. Well, actually 2 double signed ones, and then I have another one that I need to get signed all over again. This one's fine. 28. Geoff Johns, Mike McCone. I just got to get 27. And then, yes, Secret Origin. This was a kick-ass series right here. Secret Origin. And this is all signed. Geoff and Yvonne. And these all came out freaking perfect. Like the Signature King would approve of these. Signature King would approve of these guys. Insane. The entire Geoff and Yvonne, the Secret Origin. Now we're on issue 34. Issue 34. Let me know, man. Do you have a homie that has this? Do you have a homie that cares about DC 1? And then 2, do you have a homie that got this many Geoff Johns assigned? So that was Secret Origin. Now we're in Rage of the Red Lanterns. And this is triple sign. We got Geoff Johns, Sandra Hope, and Shane Davis, who did the cover and the interior art. And then boom, here we go. This cover right here is dope. And so you got Geoff Johns, and here we go, that silver again. But I'm not too mad. I'm not going to redo this. I got Geoff, Yvonne, and Shane Davis on this. This is just sick. This is like peak Green Lantern right here. We got Geoff, Yvonne, Shane. This is Geoff, Yvonne, Shane. And then we got issue 39. Now we're in the Red Lantern. This is Philip Tan and Geoff Johns. We're on issue 39, dude. Here's another variant issue 39. This is just Geoff. 40. Ooh, this was about to fall. Oh, my box was about to fall. 40. 41, Geoff and Philip Tan. This is right before Blackest Night. Now it's Philip Tan, Agent Orange, Philip Tan, Geoff Johns. Now we get into the nitty-gritty. Now we're in Blackest Night. So here we got Tales of Blackest Night, Geoff Johns and Doug Mahnke. It's about to get crazy, guys. It's about to get crazy. Then now you got, hold on. Where's it at? Oh, I'll take it from here, from my display. Blackest Night 0, signed by Geoff Johns, Alice Sinclair, Doug Mahnke, and Yvonne Reese. This came out beautiful. This is the beginning of Blackest Night 0. Then you have the prologue, Geoff Johns, Doug Mahnke. This is probably one of the sickest comics ever. This is like how Black Hand came to be a Black Lantern. This is insane. Insane. Then you got Blackest Night number 1. And this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sign. Look at that. Blackest Night number 1. Here. Geoff Johns, Yvonne Reese, Joe Prado. Then we got. Look at the rest of them now. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. And here we go. Blackest Night 2. Signed by the same guys. And then we're doing Green Lantern Blackest Night, Geoff Johns, and Doug Mahnke. 45. Green Lantern's Blackest Night, Doug Mahnke, Geoff Johns. Blackest Night number 3, Yvonne, Joe Prado, Geoff Johns, Alex Sinclair. The Gradient General, Blackest Night 4. Same guys, the whole creative team, if you haven't picked it up by now. Then you got Geoff Johns, Doug Mahnke on Green Lantern 46. Geoff Johns, Doug Mahnke on that. Oh, look, does this look familiar? Look at my background, guys. There we go. That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard right there. The background, right? GL background. Geoff Johns. I love this. You got Abin Sur and Sinestro. And let us know how you felt about Blackest Night. Blackest Night, to me, Crisis is more classic, but I thought Blackest Night was probably more enjoyable to read. And obviously different eras, but that matters. You know, what would you give someone for an adventurous read today that will get them into comics today? I would give them Blackest Night. And just to take a quick break, hashtag Stash Wars Live, guys. I'm giving this away. We got 5 people in the chat. Put hashtag Stash Wars Live so we can raffle this thing off. Use your hashtag. We are giving this away. This is the first time Batman has a Green Lantern ring, and this is a variant. And this was before variants was in. This is when variants were every now and then. So this is pre-New 52. This is pre all the variant craze. This is at the beginning of Geoff Johns' run. So yeah. Hashtag Stash Wars Live if you want to win this tonight. Now we're back on Blackest Night, dude. Look at this shit, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy. All of Blackest Night, dude. Yvonne, Geoff, Joe Prado, and the Color Commander, Alex Sinclair. This is probably one of my favorite covers of Blackest Night. That's why I actually have it in the thumbnail. Shout out to Mike and Graphics for doing all the graphics here, man. We got the best graphics guy, man. Mike is pretty awesome. So yeah, I told him to do this. I add the how to our thumbnail. So yeah, 4-time signed, Blackest Night, and then we got 2-time signed here, Geoff Johns and Doug Mahnke, and then we got Geoff Johns just here. I think Ed Bennis did this cover. I haven't seen Ed Bennis like ever, actually. I don't think I've ever met Ed Bennis. Let me know if you've seen Ed Bennis. Blackest Night 7. Blackest Night 7, dude. 4-time signed. And then, hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Green Lantern 50. And this is like the 1 out of 400 variant right here. Signed by Doug and Geoff. And then here's another Green Lantern 50. This is the 1 out of 25 Jim Lee variant. Signed by Jim Lee, Doug, and Geoff. Let me know if you've seen this cover. This is Jim Lee's only Green Lantern cover of this volume. And then you got Green Lantern 51. Signed by Doug and Geoff. And Green Lantern 52, signed by Doug, Geoff, and Keith Champagne, who we saw his art earlier. And then we have the last issue of Blackest Night. And that's signed by Yvonne in silver, Geoff in silver, Alice Sinclair. And where's Joe Prado? Oh, Joe Prado's at the bottom. Boom. But wait, guess what? You thought I was done with Blackest Night? Hell no. Rewind. Blackest Night #1, triple signed. This is RRP variant. Now we're getting into the variants. Now we're getting real freaky. Let me know if you've seen this. It says, do not sell for promotional use only. Do you got that one? Do you got the 1 out of 200 variant? Blackest Night? Geoff Johns, Joe Prado, all these guys? 1 out of 200. These are all the sketch variants 4-time signed, baby. When the Sig Slayer go hard in the paint, he goes hard in the paint. He is like the big Aristotle. Look at that. Bam. We got Yvonne, Geoff, and the Houdini of Hugh, Alice Sinclair. The same here. I love these sketch variants. Yvonne is a wizard with the pencil. He's a wizard. That's number 5, 6. These are all triple sign, man. Who has this, man? Who has this? 7, 8. We got Yvonne. And then here's another variant of 8. And I can't believe I didn't get Doug on this. I got to get Doug on this. But I got Yvonne. And that, dude, that concludes Blackest Night. That concludes Blackest Night. I can't believe that. We are doing, while I wrestle this, the most epic Green Lantern haul you will see on the internet. Geoff Johns. Unless somebody has all of these CGC 10s, which no one does. This is the most comprehensive signed Green Lantern Geoff Johns haul ever. And I'm saying that because I know there's a lot of Green Lantern fans out there. And I have to get Brightest Day. Bam. Brightest Day, baby. Now you got Geoff, Doug, and Keith. This cover is fresh right here. This cover is dope. That's dope. And this one here, Shane Davis, Geoff, Doug. So this is 4-time signed. Green Lantern 54, dude. Look at this. Green Lantern 55. And I think these are all triple signed now. Keith, Doug, and Geoff. Dude, we started with Rebirth all the way to Sinestro Core War, past Blackest Night, and we're still trucking along with signed Green Lantern. Now we're well into Brightest Day now. Triple signed. We're going hard in the paint, deep into this run now. These are triple signed, dude. Issue 59. Triple signed. Issue 60. I saw this cover. I think this original cover is still available. Boom. I need to get Frank quietly on this one. Triple signed. This is crazy, guys. I haven't seen these comics in a while either. So me opening these up is tripping me out. This is, 20-something years of just getting it done. So this is what I mean. Sig Slayers. This is what we're talking about. This is the kind of shit we're talking about here. Doing shit that nobody's even thinking about. Triple sign. This is the last. No, this is not the last issue. Almost. We're almost there. We're almost there. I thought we were. Here we go. Geoff Johns on all of these, dude. 62. 63. I need to meet Ed Bennis there. 64. This is triple sign. I need to get Yvonne on this one. I don't have Yvonne on this one. But this is War of the Green Lanterns Part 1 now. And it's connecting covers with the other titles. I only collected the Green Lantern ones, the Geoff Johns shit. And I got the rest on trade. Here we go. Boom. Triple signed Doug, Geoff Johns, Keith Champagne. Triple signed again. And this is a sick ass cover. We are winding up the first volume or the first iteration of DC. This next comic here, and it has a remark by Geoff Johns on it. This is the last issue of pre-New 52. So after this issue, DC completely reboots. And we're going to talk about New 52, and Fabian Nicieza talks about it. So that's why I want to take a break. Matter of fact, let's talk about New 52 right now, because we're going to get into the New 52 next. We're working on a New 52 next. And that will conclude this whole run, which would be crazy. But let's go here. Put your hashtag Stash Wars Lives in, guys. Win this prize. Use your hashtag. We're giving away stuff. I'm giving away this, man. At least I would like to. Okay. So I was mentioning the New 52, right? And we're going to take a break for 1 second. And the co-creator of Deadpool, Fabian Nicieza, we talked about a lot of stuff. The Deadpool movies, the interview, we interviewed him yesterday. It's on the channel right now. Check it out. But I wasn't expecting my man to flame the New 52. Check this out.
I could have written the Tim Drake Red Robin series for 10 years easy. I would have loved it a long time because I like the character tremendously. And like many, New 52 was not necessarily a positive publishing experience for us. For some people it was, but for many of us it wasn't. And you know, to this day, we say we got New 52'd, which is, you know, like in essence, you got a Buick shoved up your butt. So it's
and what does that mean? Because they made such a swift pivot, and you guys were just left to like have
a little of everything, Mike. A little of everything. They made a swift pivot. Many of us didn't know that this was happening until we only had 2-3 issues left in our regular run to wrap it up. Many of us didn't get ported over to a new title. I did, but that was a horrible experience, and it wasn't getting to write Tim Drake anymore, which I'd been doing, and I thought I'd been doing a good job of it. In fact, I'm sorry, I know I'd been doing a good job of it, so it was frustrating to not get a chance to keep writing him. But I was offered Legion Lost, and I was very trepidatious because I had severe doubt about the editorial capacity to pull off what they were looking to pull off. For many reasons, I had serious doubts about it. And I presented them a list of things I wanted for the book, and they were cool with all of it. And subsequently, from like within a week of handing in my full fleshed out proposal to getting to work on the first issue, half of that got thrown out the window already because they were making changes and decisions on the fly, and they were contradicting themselves within days of making a decision. You know, it's like one day it's going to be blue, 2 days later it's going to be green, and a few days after that it's going to be purple, and you're like, well, which is it? Like, you know, so everything I was afraid of happening happened on New 52 for some of us, not for all of us. Other guys skated. They for whatever reason they skated and probably had a really good time doing the books they were doing. But out of 52 titles, I'm pretty confident saying over half of those titles were manned by creative personnel who were not all that thrilled with how things were happening. And I quit Legion Lost after 3 issues, and my editor begged me to stay through 6 because they'd already fired a few people after issue 1. They'd already had a couple of people quit after issue 2, and they didn't want me to quit. They wanted me at least to get a trade paperback out of it with my name on it, not from a sales standpoint, really, more from a completist or a cohesiveness standpoint. And if you launch 52 titles and all of a sudden, after 2-3 issues, there's been 10 to 15 creative changes, that just doesn't look good. That's
Right.
just that's not a good look for editorial. So they were trying to keep some of us to stay a little longer. And literally, because I like the editor a lot, it was Brian Cunningham. I think he's a really good guy and he's a really good editor. I stayed on until issue 6, but then that was it. You know, and it's a shame because I love the artist. Pete Woods is a great artist. I love the characters because if you told 12-year-old Fabian that he'd be getting to write Timberwolf, Dawnstar, Wildfire in a Legion book where they're trapped in the present day, 12-year-old Fabian would have been doing backflips, you know. But 52-year-old Fabian was pretty fucking pissed because it was an absolute disaster area.
Dude, he called New 52 an absolute disaster area. Fabian Nicieza called New 52 a disaster area, man. And for me, I don't know if I would qualify as a disaster as a fan, but I wasn't happy that New 52 happened. I wasn't happy that they renumbered Detective Comics and Action Comics and Batman. I wasn't happy with all of that, and that they rebooted. And so we're finding out, decade plus later, that we weren't the only ones that were unhappy by the New 52. You have people like Fabian Nicieza. The great George Perez, I know, was not happy with the beginnings of the New 52. But if you just missed the clip, the co-creator of Deadpool, Fabian Nicieza, said that the New 52, DC's New 52, was a disaster area. Okay, that's what he called it. And you can check out the whole interview on this channel. It's available right now. We dropped it yesterday. It's a great interview. We talk about Deadpool. We talk about X-Men, Marvel, him actually writing the very last issue of Batman before renumbers, Batman 7-13. And so I didn't realize that the New 52 had this kind of impact on creatives. It definitely had an impact on me as a big DC fan, mainly because I feel DC hasn't been the same since, and that's not a good thing. And so it's kind of I don't know, they haven't bounced back. But a lot of good things have came out of the New 52 and the things since, but I think that something's missing. Like the identity of DC has kind of been gone since they rebooted the New 52. So, with that said, New 52, Green Lantern, and for you guys hopping in, this is the most epic Green Lantern haul. You will see, because I started with Rebirth #1, and these are all signed, some of them double, triple, quadruple signed, through the Sinestro Cold War, through the Blackest Night, through the Brightest Day, through the War of the Green Lanterns, and now we're at the New 52 Green Lantern now. New 52. And we're going to start. I'm just going to take all these out because they're kind of getting on my nerve, slipping all around. So we're going to just take these out. Yes, this is the most epic haul, guys. I believe so. I believe you guys that love Green Lantern would think so too, because we're starting off with issue 0, New 52. Everything's backwards on StreamYard. You got Geoff Johns, Keith Champagne, and Doug Mahnke. This issue 0. You guys know that Simon Baz was the Green Lantern of Volume 5 because they kind of sidelined Geoff Johns. Not really sidelined. It was really like Hal Jordan and Sinestro were kind of partners. And this starts it. So if you guys don't know, Green Lantern 5 starts off. Green Lantern 4 ends with Sinestro getting his Green Lantern ring back. And then the New 52 starts with Sinestro as a Green Lantern. So this is an epic cover right here. And we have Geoff Johns, Yvonne Reese, Joe Prado, Doug Mahnke, and David Barron. So this is like, you know, kind of like a Sig Slayer station over right here. You got two casts from the Sig Slayer station on this book. Here's another number one, but we got Greg Capullo on there. We still got David Barron and Doug, but then you got Greg Capullo. So this is all number one. Then we got the 1 out of 200 or whatever. I love this too. You got Yvonne, Doug, Geoff, and David Barron. We're in the new 52, and I'm going to play that clip again in a minute because that he was dropping bombs. Now you got the trio again of Geoff, Doug, and Keith Champagne. And Keith Champagne is in Heroes Con this weekend. And this is a David Finch cover. So this is signed by Keith, Doug, and Geoff, and David Finch. So now we got, this is number 2, the variant. This is number 2, standard. So now I got variants too. This is the other number 2 variant. This is Geoff, Doug, Keith. This is 1 out of 200 variant. Tell you, man, this bag is deep. You got Geoff, Doug, Keith. That was number 3. This is 1 out of 200. Geoff, Doug, Keith. You can see it. There you go. This one's dope. Number 4, Francis Monopool. Guys, I'm giving away this. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Put it in the chat. Use your hashtag. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. I'm giving away this epic Green Lantern right here. This is the first time Batman has the Green Lantern ring. This is one of the OG variant covers from Geoff Johns' run. This is signed by Geoff Johns. Put your hashtag Stash Wars Live in the chat. Giving that away. Well, would like to, at least. Here we go. Boom. Francis Monopool in green. I thought that's fat. And then you got Geoff, Doug, and Keith Champagne. Boom. This is number 5. Geoff, Doug, Keith Champagne. And they did, I like they did some of the variants like that. New 52. So this is, they still have the OG logo still. So they still got the logo from pre-New 52 on this one. And this, I haven't seen Mike Choi, but this is Geoff Johns. So Geoff Johns is signed on all of these. And then we got number 7, Geoff, Keith, and Doug. And this is when you see the new 52 logo, that peel kind of logo right there. I think Jim Lee designed it. So this is the beginning of the new 52. That was number 7. Number 8, this is 1 out of 100 or 200. Geoff, Doug, Keith. 8, 9. I believe this is a variant. Yeah, this is a variant. Geoff, Doug, Keith. Gary Frank variant. Number 9. It's another number 9, but the 1 out of 200 variants. And this is a Doug Mahnke pencil. This is dope. I started with number 1, Rebirth, and now we're on number 10, New 52, and this is another variant. That's sweet. That is sweet. That is sweet. That is sweet right there. Then you got the annual Geoff Johns, Ethan Van Sciver. This was a dope issue. This was a sick issue. Hashtag Stash Wars Live, guys. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're giving away this. Well, we need 30 entries. We have 3. We have 7 in the chat. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Thank you, man. It's on. It's on. And then we got number 11. This is Geoff, Doug, and Keith Champagne. Triple sign, man. So these have been like at least double signed at, you know, so these are not even like single Sig books. These are like double at least, and then triple. Like you've been seeing triple Sigs. This is number 11. I love that. I love that. Number 11. $12. And this one, Doug did the cover, but Jim Calafiore, he did the interiors. So this is triple signed. So no Keith Champagne, but Jim Calafiore. But then this one is 4 times signed. You got Geoff, Doug, Keith, and Yvonne Reese, because Yvonne did this awesome sketch variant, dude. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. I'm giving away an awesome book. This is triple signed. Green Lantern 14. Now we're getting toward the end, dude. And it's actually going to make me sad because this is to me the best comic book run like ever in my book. Some people may say like the Spider-Man shit from the 60s or whatever up into the 70s. I say since 2000, this 1, 2, 3, 4 times signed Green Lantern number 13. Geoff Johns, Yvonne Reese, Keith Champagne, and Doug Mahnke, guys. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button. And if you guys are here for the first time, this is the Sig Slayer Station. This is the Sig Slayer Station. I am Mike, the Sig Slayer. And guys, I am showing you the most epic Green Lantern haul ever. This has never been seen. You will never see it again. Geoff Johns' epic run, signed, 1 Rebirth all the way to the end. Green Lantern 20, New 52. And we're not even there yet. But we're approaching right now. We're on number 14. Triple signed, guys. Triple signed. There we go. SCG in the house. Use your hashtag, guys. And this is what I'm giving away. This is fire, y'all. This is fire. This thing keeps... I swear my reflexes are quick. All right. I took them all out. There we go. But this is up for grabs. Tonight, hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're on number 15. Woo. Jeez. Triple sign. Keith Champagne, Geoff Johns, and Doug Mahnke, dude. And this is like the origin and the beginnings of Simon Bass. There we go. Come on, guys. Use your hashtag. Nobody wants this. Y'all don't remember this? Is this that old that it's lost in memory? Once upon a time, this book was... People wanted this book. Number 15. Geoff Johns, Doug Mahnke, Keith Champagne, man. 16. And if you see back there behind me, that's a page from 16. And that's Simon Bass and Green Lantern. And that's him learning how to use his ring. Really, that's that whole sequence. And this is one of the coolest covers, too. Doug, Geoff, Keith Champagne. Here is the variant of that. Doug, Keith, and Geoff Johns right there. 17. This is crazy. These, I mean, like I said, at least triple signed. 18. Now this is okay. Now this is one where it's just Geoff. Because I haven't had Gary Frank sign this one yet. But he will sign this one. Hopefully this year. But this, yeah, this is one of the few that's only one signature on. That's crazy. And here's another one. The variant of that. Here we go. The penultimate issue. The penultimate issue only has one signature on it. And this is another Gary Frank cover. I think it's a gatefold. Now we have the ultimate issue. Let me make sure. I could have sworn I had one more. Nope. That's it. The Ultimate Issue. Green Lantern 20. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times signed. We have Keith Champagne, Cully Hamner, Patrick Gleason, Yvonne Reese, Doug Mahnke, and Geoff Johns, dude. Wow. And this is the first appearance of Jessica Cruz, although I don't see her in it. But nonetheless, this is her first appearance, they tell me. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times signed, guys. Geoff Johns' final issue of Green Lantern, 6 times signed. That's why we're called Sig Slayers. And then we have the black and white variant. I think I don't have Cully Hamner on this one because I said nah because it was fadey. See his silver was fadey, so I was straight. Don't fuck up this one. This one's perf. This was perfect right here. So this one's 5 times signed. You got Geoff, Patrick Gleason, Keith Champagne, Yvonne Reese, and Doug Mahnke. All right, guys. Let me know. Let me know. What y'all think of that epic haul? Did I over exaggerate? Let me know in the chat. Did I over exaggerate? One, this has to be the best run in superhero comics since the year 2000. Okay. So I'm talking about from beginning to end. So to have the best run ever in my book, but in modern time, all signed by a lot of these heavyweight artists. All this shit, dude. Just craziness. How do you do that? So tell me, holler in the chat. Let me know, how did your boy do? Obviously, there's some people that I need to get on some of the covers. So I mentioned Gary Frank. I need to do some redos on the Sinestro core era. Meet a couple other variant cover artists like Mike Choi. A person here and there. But for the most part, that whole run is pretty much is in the refrigerator, as the great Chick Hearn used to say. That whole run is in the refrigerator, man. And I had to show, this was a perfect time to show you guys, while SEG is in Heroes, Mark the Honorable Villain is doing some crazy adventure. I had to just let you guys know we're called Sig Slayers for a reason. Okay, it's no bullshit over here, guys. You know, and this is Stash Wars Live. And as I mentioned, man, I think Geoff Johns is the best DC writer, not the most influential, but he's written the most pages. And not that it's a lifetime achievement, but like a lot of his pages are good, man. You know, so Green Lantern represents the peak. And I hope you guys are using your hashtag Stash Wars Lives, though. We're up to 5. Yeah, but it's kind of hard, man. Just had a newborn. I was gonna go, but I'm definitely going to Heroes next year. So trust me, I'm going to Heroes next year. I'm going back to Baltimore and OAX. I want to go to OAX next year, but this year, because I didn't go to San Diego last year, and this is my 20th anniversary of going to San Diego Comic-Con, I had to go to San Diego Comic-Con this year. And since I got a newborn here, I wanted to just limit my travels. So I'm only hitting the big ones. So MegaCon, San Diego, and New York, man. I mean, you can't go wrong with those 3. And yeah, so let me know if you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to be doing something special, some special giveaways. We're going to be giving away, and I might as well go to the third topic here. So, third topic. Sig Slayers updates. We got Russell Donovan last week. Man, we're cooking. We're cooking all these guests. Hey, Tony, man, let's see if we can go next year, dog. Hey, Tony, did you see any of this run, dude? Did you see any of this run? I just showed these guys for the first time in world history a completely signed Geoff Johns run from Rebirth all the way to issue 20. It's insane. But I'm telling you, man, we need to do something at Heroes next year. Heroes Con to me is one of those is one of those ones we got to go to, man. We got to crew up, man. I know SCG is probably going to be there. We could really do some serious damage at Heroes. So yeah, shout out to SCG there. And just as I was saying, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, man. You need to hold your royal court at Heroes. You need to hold your royal court. Hashtag royal court, baby. All right, so I showed you guys this fantastic haul. Oh, Fanatic Fest at Jackson. Oh, okay. Tino doing big things too. Tomorrow, okay. So I just want to show you guys. This is what SCG showed. So we're talking about Doug. That's the Green Lantern. That's from Green Lantern 6. This is at Heroes Con. The only 2 Doug Mahnke pieces he had. And you saw how many comics Keith Champagne did. I just showed you like at least 30 or 40 Keith Champagnes. And so yeah, it looks like fun. Heroes, the lineup looks great. And if you want to know what's going on in Heroes, there's so much stuff. Definitely follow and subscribe to Southern Comic Geek, because I know he's definitely showing some stuff in real time, going live and stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you haven't already subscribed. But as far as us, we got Russell Donovan next week to, I think, wrap up the month of June, man. And these last couple months have been crazy. This whole summer is crazy, guys. We pre-record these interviews, and they're all edited. And just to let you know, we have interviews all the way until the end of September. So I don't even want to spoil all the crazy interviews I've already had that we're going to drop. And I just have to show this, guys. Tony, I hope you're still on. This dude flames. Fabian Nicieza flames the new 52. I feel good about it because I kind of didn't like the new 52. I like pieces of new 52, but I didn't like it that much. Check this out, man.
I could have written the Tim Drake Red Robin series for 10 years easy. I would have loved it a long time because I like the character tremendously. And like many, New 52 was not necessarily a positive publishing experience for us. For some people it was, but for many of us it wasn't. And you know, to this day, we say we got New 52'd, which is, you know, like, in essence, you got a Buick shoved up your butt. So it's
and what does that mean? Because they made such a swift pivot, and you guys were just left to like have
a little
to adjust.
a little everything, Mike. A little of everything. They made a swift pivot. Many of us didn't know that this was happening until we only had 2-3 issues left in our regular run to wrap it up. Many of us didn't get ported over to a new title. I did, but that was a horrible experience, and it wasn't getting to write Tim Drake anymore, which I'd been doing, and I thought I'd been doing a good job of it. In fact, I'm sorry, I know I'd been doing a good job of it, so it was frustrating to not get a chance to keep writing him. But I was offered Legion Lost, and I was very trepidatious because I had severe doubt about the editorial capacity to pull off what they were looking to pull off. For many reasons, I had serious doubts about it. And I presented them a list of things I wanted for the book, and they were cool with all of it. And subsequently, from like within a week of handing in my full fleshed out proposal to getting to work on the first issue, half of that got thrown out the window already. Because they were making changes and decisions on the fly, and they were contradicting themselves within days of making a decision. It's like one day it's going to be blue, 2 days later it's going to be green, and a few days after that it's going to be purple, and you're like, well, which is it? So everything I was afraid of happening happened on New 52 for some of us, not for all of us. Other guys skated. They for whatever reason they skated and probably had a really good time doing the books they were doing. But out of 52 titles, I'm pretty confident in saying over half of those titles were manned by creative personnel who were not all that thrilled with how things were happening. And I quit Legion Lost after 3 issues, and my editor begged me to stay through 6 because they'd already fired a few people after issue 1. They'd already had a couple of people quit after issue 2, and they didn't want me to quit. They wanted me at least to get a trade paperback out of it with my name on it, not from a sales standpoint, really, more from a completist or a cohesiveness standpoint. And if you launch 52 titles and all of a sudden after 2-3 issues there's been 10 to 15 creative changes, that just doesn't look good. That right. Just it's not a good look for editorial. So they were trying to keep some of us to stay a little longer, and literally because I like the editor a lot. It was Brian Cunningham. I think he's a really good guy and he's a really good editor. I stayed on till issue 6, but then that was it, and it's a shame because I love the artist. Pete Woods is a great artist. I love the characters, because if you told 12-year-old Fabian that he'd be getting to write Timberwolf, Dawnstar, Wildfire in a Legion book where they're trapped in the present day, 12-year-old Fabian would have been doing backflips, but 52-year-old Fabian was pretty fucking pissed because it was an absolute disaster area.
Dude, I love his honesty, man. And I believe him, man, because it just felt like he hated that from the depths of his soul, man. And a lot of people like the New 52. The Signature King said he loved the New 52. There was elements that I liked. I love Dark Side War. I like Court of Owls, but the Batman run, New 52, was up and down. I liked Peter Tomasi's Batman and Robin. And there was probably some other things that I'm not remembering right now, but for the most part, they could have did that without renumbering shit and making things all topsy-turvy and only to kind of bring everything back with Rebirth. So you could kind of sense that, from a distance, but for someone in the inside to just be so like, damn, like so clear and honest about it, I thought that was cool. So yeah, check out that interview in its entirety on the Sig Slayers station. It's up right now. Next week we have Russell Dodderman, and we're going to be doing some more Comic-Con previews next week as well on Stash Wars Live, and we'll have some panelists as well, and I'll be announcing that in a couple of days who will be joining us. But we'll be, I think next week, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we have an SEG next week. SEG's coming in next week. I think that's the last week of the month. So I think we're hooking up next week. So we got SEG and Carl. Carl will be joining us as well. This will be his first time on Stash Wars Live. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be talking about the Energon universe and a couple other things along the way, looking at collections and stuff. So I can't wait to talk about the stuff we're going to talk about next week. Some San Diego Comic-Con is swiftly approaching. Oh, we're going to be doing so much stuff. One announcement I will share with you guys today: we'll be doing things live at San Diego. Okay, so we'll be having guests. We'll be doing the Sig Slayers from San Diego Comic-Con, and I'll be giving you guys more announcements as we prepare for those details. But it's going to be fun, and then there's going to be ways that you guys, whether you're at San Diego Comic-Con or at your house, be able to get sketches on our new sketch cards that we're going to be dropping. And so look out for that, and you're not going to miss it. There's going to be some pretty cool artists and one of a kind stuff from our set, and so we'll be making the unveiling of our sketch cards soon. and all of our sketch cards will have sketches on them. It'll be a whole set, and they'll be all dispersed all across the globe like Dragon Balls. And so we'll be talking about how you can get involved with our sketches, how you can win one of our sketches, and it's going to be cool, man. So I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited to share that. But so we're about a couple weeks from that. So that'll be in a couple weeks as we prepare for San Diego Comic-Con. I'll be showing you all what we'll be bringing to the table at San Diego in case you guys can meet us, because that's what we intend on doing, is interacting with the crowd. So this will be our first official event that we do of the year as Sig Slayers. And so I'm really excited that the channel's growing. And I just want to thank all the people that kind of newly subscribed. If you're hopping on the channel right now, thank you. Please press the like button, smash the like button, and subscribe. But for all the people that just newly subscribed, thank you. Like I said, there's a lot more in store for the rest of this year, man. Like I said, we have awesome interviews coming up week after week after week after week. And so please stay tuned on that. And thank you for all the people that have been checking out our reels or shorts or whatever you want to call them, both, because they're on Instagram and on YouTube, of the Doug Mahnke animations. By far the most watched stuff on our channel. But it's fantastic. It's great to be able to work with a legend and work with his art, and these are things that he loves to do, and I can't wait to evolve what we're doing. But this right now is just crazy, being able to cut these up and put them in a context in which Doug wants them to be in, and it's been fantastic. So thank you for all the cast who've been watching these animations on our channel. If you haven't, check them out. The Doug Mahnke animations, there's quite a few, and another one's going to drop on Tuesday. And just to show you guys our Sig Slayer schedule here. Okay, so we have Marv Wolfman, Todd McFarlane, Fabian Nicieza, and then we're rounding off June with Russell Dodderman. And then we have a Superman extravaganza, July 3rd, John Bogdanov, the creator of Doomsday. It's going to be insane. He lets it all out. He lets us know about all the Superman shit. So if you are a Superman fan, you do not want to miss our Superman extravaganza with John Bogdanov, July 3rd. But next week, June 26th, the last Thursday of the month, Russell Dodderman. And I'm looking forward to that as well. That's a great interview. Mixing it up, Marvel, DC, Indies, Image, the whole nine. We're doing that. And so please subscribe. Please check out our weekly interviews. And then also, I'm going to be chopping up other process videos. So we'll have two different types of process videos featuring David Barron. We'll have the interview. We just interviewed Garrett Gunn last week from Good Boy, and we talked about self-publishing. Publishing comics is a bitch, is the title, and see why. And we're going to be interviewing next month Ben Abernathy from the Energon universe, and this will be his first ever YouTube interview. Ben Abernathy, the legendary editor and now executive publisher of, I want to say it was a Skybound. There we go, Skybound, and he's pretty much quarterbacking all the Energon stuff, and so we talk about that. So if you guys are into the Energon, if you guys are into Skybound, Ben Abernathy is the head honcho, other than the creators. Okay. And this is be his first interviews, long time, Wildstorm DC. So a lot of history, a lot of game. You're not going to want to miss this. So that's dropping in July. And we're going to be talking about the Energon universe quite a bit before then to warm you guys up to it. So it's going to be great. I wanted to show you guys before we go, what are my top 10 Green Lantern comics, right? Since I got them all, right? You know, not all the variants, but all the numbers, and then I got variants on some of my favorites. But what's my top 10, right? Not in any order. I don't know, like this is my number one. Well, there's my ultimate favorite one, I know that. But the rest of them, they're all top 10 level. I love this, man. Patrick Gleason, Geoff Johns, Recharge. This put Patrick Gleason on the map. So all the people that like his Spider-Man and all his covers of Marvel and stuff, just know that Patrick Gleason's Green Lantern Corps, like, to me, it changed my life. And to have this with Dave Gibbons, Prentice Rollins, Moose Bauman, who I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him in years. And Geoff Johns on this one. I had to give this one a nod. Obviously, the final issue. And then you got, you know, Geoff, Doug, Yvonne, Patrick Gleason. And I got to get more people. So this is not done. But this is just how this started. And this all got signed last year, by the way. And then this, dude. This is probably my favorite Blackest Night cover. Number 2, where, you know, it has Hal. You know, this is like, to me, when I think of Yvonne Reese, I think of this shit. Like, this era. Just a master, man. He's just a master. And then, yeah, this is my, you know, one of my favorite. I always wanted this variant. And then shout out to We Can Be Heroes, Julio, Showtime, We Can Be Heroes Comics. They was like, yo, Mike, you like Geoff Johns? You want to get this? I was like, hell yeah. So I got this, and then I got them signed since. That's what I do. This is the one, to me, this is the number one to get. If you want a Blackest Night number 1, this is the one to get. And then, I mean, Geoff told me himself that this is his favorite issue ever. And this is like one of those hard to get joints. You know, now this is a key. And you have, you know, signatures that's hard to get, man. 1, 2, 3, 6 times signed. And then I had to, you know, both covers. Both covers. And this doesn't have Moose on it. That's what makes the other one cool. But this got Geoff, Ethan, and Yvonne. And then these. This is sick, man. Like, this is probably in my top 5 Geoff John issues of Green Lantern. This number 9. And here we go. Number 9 again. But guess what, guys? If you put in hashtag Stash Wars Live, you could win this one. Haha. But this one here is in my top 10. The hashtag Stash Wars Live, you can win this one. But this is mine. And it's in my top 10. For sure. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. I'm giving away stuff. And then, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so these 2 are the top. Right here. Green Lantern number 1. It's fire, dude. This shit is fire. And then this is the first ever Green Lantern book I got signed. This one in Rebirth number 1. And this is everybody's on this, dude. Johns, Pacheco, Van Sciver, Jesus Marino, and Peter Steigerwald, and Moose Ballman, Like, dude, where are you gonna find Moose Ballman, dude? There we go. Dude, Style So Serious. Shout out to you, man. I'm trying to get this shit away. This is such a banger. I know the amount of people that came in here, we could have had the 30 by now. And what's our number? What's our number? We can do this. We at 6. Tell people to come through. We need to unlock this prize. We need 30. That's our new record. That's our new record. I believe in the Stash Fam. But this can be yours, dude. I want this. I want to give this away. But this right here, fam. This right here, fam. This is my number one. This is my number one right here. Absolute number one Green Lantern. This is my first one. This is it right here. Green Lantern number one. Started it all. The best run in DC history, I think. The best run in DC history. A long run. I think it was, there's a lot of runs, but not as long runs, 80-something issue run. So yeah, that's my top 10, man. And before we close out, Russell Donovan next week. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to showing you guys this interview. And I'm also looking forward to Stash Wars Live next week, man. So check that out. If you have not seen our Todd McFarlane interview, oh my God. He goes insane, okay? He talks about all kind of stuff. I mean, the Martin Luther King quote had me on my ass. That was hilarious. So check that out. And then Fabian Nicieza this week, and he flamed the new 52, and I showed that. I mentioned that we're going to be talking about sketch giveaways throughout San Diego Comic-Con, and I said that we're going to be having guests all the way up until September, and by the time September, we'll probably be all the way up until the next year. So the goal is to have every week a new interview, and I think we're doing it. So let us know how I did, man, before I go, man. I don't like to leave before I get some kind of acknowledgement from the crowd. So let me know, how did I do? Did you guys like the comics? Did you think it was whack? No one cares about Green Lantern. What are your thoughts? I definitely feel this here, the Heroes Con meetup. Definitely gonna do that. Let me know what you guys think about tonight. What's the Stash Fam final thoughts? What are y'all final thoughts tonight? What you guys think about Fabian's thoughts on the new 52? Called it a disaster area. I can't believe that. I thought that was hilarious, man. Like I love when things get validated, because I was heated when the new 52 dropped. I was like, dude, what did they need to renumber for? That shit don't make no sense. And then you got to start all over. Like Grant Morrison's Batman kind of took a hit, because it kind of started. It had to stop and then start like a year later. So it stopped with Batman Incorporated in 2011, and then like beginning of 2011, and then it start until the end of 2012, or toward the tail end of 2012. So yeah, it was even more disjointed. So a lot of the perception of Grant Morrison Batman kind of took a hit because of the delay that the new 52 kind of ushered in. There we go. New 52 was all right. Okay, there we go. Style So Serious get the last word of the night. And like I said, for me, I was a little heated, because I'm a purist. Even Todd McFarlane, he said that renumbering is a scam, and I kind of felt that heavy in the moment. But I'm glad to know. I'm glad to see that people did like it. Style So Serious said the same thing as Signature King here. So I'm glad that you guys are speaking your mind and saying, "Hey, man, I did like the new 52." What was your favorite thing about the new 52? And that's an open question. What did you guys like about the new 52? Was it the Batman? Was it everything? Was it your entry point? Like what made the new 52 dope? For me, what I liked about new 52 the most, probably from a reader standpoint, I would say, yeah, the Justice League, especially like toward the middle to the end, like the from issue 30 on. I thought it was really good, and I really like Peter Tomasi's Batman and Robin. So I liked all that all the way through. Him and Patrick Gleason, Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason doing Batman and Robin, and in the wake of the death of Damian and the whole crazy adventure on Damian coming back and all that crap. I thought that was cool. And yeah, but beyond that, did it need to reboot? Did the whole company need to reboot to tell those stories? I didn't think so. But hey, I got those number ones. I got Action Comics number one. I got Batman, and I got quite a bit of those new 52 number ones. But now we're, decade plus later, I'm thinking about the new 52 like, a lot of that stuff didn't stick. They kind of was like, oh, we're going to go back to some of the stuff pre-new 52 but they couldn't just do a factory reset. Because you have to, some of it had to stay, and like the Convergence, and when we interviewed Dan Jurgens about the creation of Jonathan Kent, and like, yo, dude, like off the rip, because I didn't read it, I'm like, dude, how was Superman stroke? How did Clark Kent not kill Lois Lane just stroking her? You know what I mean? Like conceiving him. And then he told me they were in some, like Bottle City of Kandor type crap where there was no powers. And I'm like, oh, okay. Absolute Root said, yes. See, okay. There we go. I feel that. Yeah, man. I think that would have kind of created just had a different alternate universe. And they tried to do that with All-Star, but yeah, it's the whole factory reset thing. I think that, that hit hard. And, but hey, we're going to talk more about DC stuff next week. Well, there's one thing that I saw last week, and that was Hush was delayed, and I raised the question about were they going to still move forward with the Batman renumbering in September with Jorge Jimenez and Matt Fraction. Do I even have that? Hold on. Let me see. Yes, I do. So yeah, Hush was delayed, right? So Hush is delayed, like at least to October, right? But then in September they're supposed to renumber, and then Hush is in volume 3. It's supposed to end volume 3, and then volume 4 is supposed to start. So my question was the Hush delay, was that going to delay the Batman number 1? And the answer is no. So we're going to talk about that for sure. So there's going to be 2 concurrent Batman volumes. Because Batman number 1, Jorge Jimenez is soliciting it. I just saw on his Instagram. He showed he actually showed original of Batman #1. I can't believe it. He did a cover. Oh, wow. I just realized that. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to wait to talk about that with SCG next week. But, yeah, this opening Pandora's box because that, to me, is kind of dysfunctional. It's like, okay, so you got some stuff, one volume that's in delay, but you don't want to miss out on this cash grab of renumbering Batman in September. So the show must go on, and we'll just let this shit linger until it gets done. Like, and then we'll call it something else. Like, I think that's so dysfunctional. If Fraction brings the Iron Fist energy to Batman, man, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm like, I don't want Matt Fraction to be delayed. Trust me, I don't. I just think it's just a bad look on DC to have Volume 3 incomplete, and then you're just going to, Volume 4 because you want that cheese. You know what I mean? Like, so that's my main thing about that. But definitely Matt Fraction, like when they made that announcement, like I talked about it here. We talked about it in depth. That's why this slide is here. I kept it up because I'm like, yo, like we're gonna be talking about this eventually. So this Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez is on my radar. Trust. I just think that is mad dysfunctional. That this was supposed to end Volume 3 before this starts. And so this hush is going to be kind of in the balance until it gets done. And who's to say when it gets done? So because there's really 3 more issues left, and there's 2 issues that's going to be late. So I am curious as hell about that. But guys, that's all for our show. My man, let me see. Let me go back to my comments. Style So Serious. I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. We got hella interviews and stuff and hella dope content on the channel. And we're here every Friday on Stash Wars Live. And I mentioned earlier that we are going to be doing a Stash Wars from San Diego Comic-Con. So that's going to be dope. Style So Serious. Stay up. I'm Mike the Sig Slayer, guys. That's all for our show. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. This is Stash Wars Live. Peace!